From a moment, from a moment, and finally the time is now to shine.
What's up? What's up? What's up, family, friends, frenemies, enemies, and foes? What's going on with y'all? You know who it is. It's the man that goes by the name of Clyde Rush. And this is the Light Body Podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know how we do this thing. Once you come on here, like, subscribe, share the page, tell somebody else who you really care about. But without further ado, I got a special guest up in the house today. I told you I was going to be bringing some special people on. And today, without further ado, I'm not even going to delay it because this man right here is my partner, my boy. We go back into the bodybuilding days. And it's not like we go back into this only a couple of years ago. But at the same time, the fact of the matter is, this is my brother that's over here, and he's got some insights on some things that have actually happened with him and his life and whatnot. And we'll share a little bit about how we actually connected and how we got together and why we're bringing our message of longevity and vitality to you today. As far as this anti-aging movement, we don't even want to say anti-aging movement. We're just going to say not getting old. Plain and simple. This is my brother. His name is Carlos Cintron. He's going to tell you all about his stuff. And Carlos, say what's up to the folks out there, and then we're going to get it on.
First of all, listen, Rush, thank you for having me on, Clyde. This is a privilege, and I know we've discussed coming on your podcast, and I can't wait to get into the segment and start sharing. But a little bit about me. I'm in regenerative medicine. That's basically the field that I'm in. I've been in regenerative medicine now probably the last 6 years,
Mhm.
and I focus on different types of regenerative products, from peptides to stem cells, exosomes. Basically, longevity products, as you talked about in the segment, but holistic, right? Because for me, when I got involved in regenerative medicine and I pivoted from a long career in hairdressing, believe it or not.
Right.
Everybody says, from hairdressing to regenerative medicine, how'd you go there? But it was a calling. It
Right.
was something that I felt like was in a stage of my life. We had a business, we sold it, the company sold, and I was like thinking, what is my next movement? And I've always been into health and wellness. I'm a certified health and wellness coach, as you mentioned, bodybuilder.
Mhm.
I started bodybuilding at a young age, and really has attributed to a lot where I'm at right now in my life, is just having that lifestyle, right?
Right.
And but I think right now, we're in an era where I think there's more self-awareness when it comes to, taking care of yourself. I think
Right.
after COVID, most people got a wake-up call. Hopefully everybody got a wake-up call, but most got a wake-up call, right?
True. True.
And and it's been a journey, as far as me getting to where I'm at today in my life, and also with my health and wellness.
Yeah.
But one thing that I have to say is I've made it a lifestyle,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's one of the mistakes that a lot of people do, is they commit to 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, New Year's resolution, whatever it may be.
Right.
Just make it a lifestyle, make it a
That's the key
lifestyle.
thing. Yeah.
And when you make it a lifestyle, and then you add a routine to that, beautiful things happen. Beautiful
True.
things happen.
True indeed. Thank you for sharing that part of yourself, man. And that transparency is really key here. So we're going to jump right into this thing. You happen to mention regenerative medicine. What is that for somebody who's first time hearing about that? What does that actually mean, and what are some benefits of it? What does it do? How does it impact the quantum body, so to speak?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So regenerative medicine, right? There's this old notion that we die of old age, right? And yes, that is part of it, but we die because there's breakdown of the system, organs, diseases. And it basically happens because, one, we have a certain lifestyle that maybe
Right.
attributes to that, whether you're overweight, or you got diabetes, or you're dealing with
Hmm.
other autoimmune diseases. And regenerative medicine is really comes from birth tissue, right? So it's human cell tissue products, HCCPs. And what they do is basically they're I deal more with the stem cells, and also exosomes.
Right.
What they are actually biomolecules. Exosomes are secreted by stem cells, and they
Hmm.
basically are communicators between cells. So they communicate between cells, and they deliver, microRNA, they deliver, cytokines, proteins, and biomolecules that tell your cells to regenerate.
Yeah.
And when we tell your cells to regenerate, we're talking bone, cartilage, tissue, organs.
Hmm.
It is definitely right now probably, the fastest growing segment in medical. And that is, regenerative medicine. Because most people, the first thing that they do is they're taking prescription pills or they opt for surgery. And when we're talking about regenerative medicine in the right setting, because surgery is sometimes needed, this is not going to grow your arm back
Right.
if in an accident or something. But what it does, it actually helps the body it's like a metabolic reset. And these guys they have anti-inflammatory milieu. They have how should I say, immune modulators.
Right.
So they're great for autoimmune diseases. They cross the blood-brain barrier. So any kind of neuro or cognitive issues you may have. And I'm talking
Hmm.
about, we have doctors, because this is obviously something I sell in the medical field.
Right.
Doctors that use this, they report outcomes of biblical proportion using
Hmm.
regenerative medicine. And I mean that. I mean, it's been utilized. And, this is not an FDA approved product. So I have to be careful. I'm not here to making any claims. I'm
Right.
just telling you stories that, there's individuals that have, recovered from, autoimmune diseases, like Parkinson's,
Right.
autism, traumatic brain injuries, any type of injury that maybe you might have sustained in the past, because these do contain regenerative benefits when it comes to regenerating any type of, like, let's say, scar tissue or an injury that you had in your body, that the cells will go in and start communicating with each other and start to heal
Yeah.
the body from within.
Hmm.
And the beautiful thing about these products is that there is no risk of graft versus host disease. That's where the body looks at a foreign object in it and it starts to reject it, right? Like if you had
Right.
a transplant, kidney transplant. Most of the time the body rejects it because it's a foreign object, because these are biomolecules. There's no live cells in these products. It's really easy for the body to actually take in, and we have them naturally in our body. It's just
True.
as we age, they actually diminish dramatically. Uh,
Yeah.
and this is part of I'm a walking billboard of these products, first of all. Okay. And I got
Yeah,
my own
man.
stories from being a bodybuilder, as that, we were talking earlier. I
Hmm.
sustained some, just over the years of pounding weights and, just chronic pain, right?
Right.
Inflammation. I had a couple torn ligaments and tendons from past accidents, and it's completely changed my quality of life.
Yeah, man.
And
Well, I'm glad.
that's one thing I want to stress, Clyde, because, and you hear me say this all the time, aging is inevitable.
Right.
Getting old is a choice.
That's right. You
Right?
said it just like
And
it is,
and
man.
and this is something where we all have an opportunity to take care of ourselves. Whether you're dieting, whether you're not necessarily dieting, whether you're taking the proper nutrition and you're exercising, um, whether you're going through some type of holistic approach with using regenerative medicine as an alternative to, as I mentioned, surgeries, or to combat any type of disease that you're dealing with. This
Yeah,
is the new age of medicine,
definitely. And I
and it is
understand.
and it's something that doctors feel, and more doctors are coming on board. This is becoming more mainstream now,
Hmm.
just because there's a lot of, even Tony Robbins wrote a book, Life Force, and he talked
Yeah.
about regenerative medicine, and it made a
Hmm.
huge impact in mainstream America and
Yeah.
globally, I should say.
Well, that's cool, man. Listen, thank you for sharing that information, man. And regenerative medicine is a key staple in a lot of people's lives, believe it or not. When we think about cellular structure, we understand basically from molecular structure of the body, and even in thinking about the quantum part of the body, we go from the cell to tissues, tissues to organs, organs to the system of the body. So inevitably, if there's a breakdown in one of those different structures, the body's going to respond to it in a not so good way. So what we really want to do is continuously put the body in a state of rest and repair. The regenerative medicine that Carlos is speaking in reference to kind of hinges on the fact of where those inadequacies may be or those inefficiencies may be, that this regenerative medicine can actually come along the way and enhance or optimize the body in a particular way on a molecular structure. And that's really what the whole thing is to understand that no matter what it is that we do, it's cell therapy. If you really want to think about it like that, we want to think about how can we optimize the cellular structure of the body to perform better in the body so that the body has sustainability against the things that are coming along the body to create disease from stress and mental illnesses and other different things on the line that just naturally happen with the body as the body progresses. We won't call it aging, we'll just call it progressing. And the important thing about it, not so much that we deny the fact that the body is aging, but there's a way to do this where the body can still function and operate, and it actually restores life as opposed to start decaying in life through atrophy. So we have different ways of doing that. And one of the things that Carlos is speaking in reference to is the regenerative medicine. I like to think about it as what can we do to optimize the body for longevity and for vitality? And everybody has a different way. People go along their lifestyle doing different things. And you got to understand something. The key thing that Carlos just said here about lifestyle is the lifestyle that we're living is the lifestyle that we've chosen to be. We understand that basically 75% of America is obese, overweight in that way. So again, the body gets used to that same thing without making this a long drawn out thing, but the body does get used to that. And it gets used to the decaying process. And then the body learns how to decay instead of learns how to thrive and survive. So we want to eradicate that and reverse that. And some of the ways that we do it are the same things that Carlos speaking about on a molecular level, and the biomolecular structure of the body itself. So with that being said, a quick pivot pause is this. We both do this. So when I say it to you, you're going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. What do you think about meditation for medication? Tell me about it.
Oh, listen, you know where I stand with that, right? I mean,
Yeah, man.
listen, I want to backtrack a little bit because you said some powerful things, and we all have an opportunity to, everything's a choice in life, right?
Yeah,
And where you are today is based on the choices you made in the
true
past.
indeed.
And whether it's, we're talking obviously the body here, and another form of regenerative medicine that I use is peptides.
Yep.
Peptides right now are the thing, and they've been for a while, but they've gone more mainstream.
Right.
And when I say they're the thing, there's different areas of our body that need tending to, right? Whether you have cognitive issues,
Right.
maybe brain fog or having difficulty just keep, with memory. There's peptides that really focus on more of that you
Yeah.
know, transmitter in your brain and the synapses connections. And then there's peptides that help with weight loss, obviously. I mean, that's probably been the biggest one. Uh,
Hmm.
when you talk about Wegovy, Ozempic, and Manjaro, some of those
Some of those
peptides
brands. Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are FDA patented with those big pharma. Um,
Hmm.
but there's compounds that actually make those peptides, and those are some of the compounds that we sell. And then there's ones that are for any type of injury that you might have had, any
Right.
type of autoimmune mitochondria.
Hmm.
Listen, I think that when I say we, the general public just needs to get informed, right?
Right.
Because most are just so, caught up in, the old way of just thinking of, and the medical field. Just pay attention to what the doctor tells you and do
Yeah.
it. And, let me tell you, I work with a lot of doctors, and,
Yeah.
and doctors, they do what they do, but a lot of them are still practicing old medicine.
True.
And
No question.
and that's an opportunity for me because I'm there introducing them to these new regenerative products. But always get a second opinion. And
Yeah.
if you're doing any type of medication that you feel is you're getting symptoms, or it's not giving you the full effect that you thought it would,
Yeah.
I highly consider to get into peptides or regenerative medicine as an alternative to any type of condition that you might be dealing with.
Yeah.
So,
Important.
so your question was again, Clyde, because I just went into my little
No, it's cool. So meditation for medication.
meditation medication. Wow. I'm a big meditator like you, right? So I've
Yes.
been meditating. I started meditating in 2018,
Right.
and I've been doing it every day ever since. And it has done wonders for me.
Yeah.
Not only from just more calmness, just being more aware, more, just feeling overall vitality, But when it comes to, you talking about the medication for the body or the what meditation for medication or
Yeah.
yeah, meditation for medication, I've had some injuries in the past that I've dealt with chronic pain, right?
Yeah.
And when you sit in a proper meditation or you are in a proper meditation and you are in tune with your body, the brain, the heart are in coherence, and you really start to focus on areas that you want to heal and make that part of your meditation, it is amazing.
Yeah, man.
The mind commands in the body
It's true.
because, they talk about disease is nothing but dis-ease,
Exactly.
right? And once you learn how to calm your central nervous system down, learn breathing techniques that help you to just become more balanced,
Yeah.
balance those chakras, those energy centers, and really get in tune with your inner being,
Yeah.
that is when miracles happen,
You said it, man.
and we've
Said it.
witnessed it. I mean, I've been to some retreats, I'm a big follower like you are of Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yep.
I've been to some retreats and I'm currently writing a book. And one of the things that I talked about in the book was that, I actually witnessed somebody that had MS
Yeah.
came to the week-long retreat. And on day number 4, this
Yeah.
person took their first steps in years.
Yep. Yep.
They just
Right.
commanded their body. They just, were just determined, and the will
Yeah.
to live is everything, right? The will to live.
That's it.
And they, it was just, I mean, blew everybody's in tears watching this guy just get up off his wheelchair. I mean,
Yeah.
he hadn't been walking in a while, so he was a little bit wobbly, but that's not the point. The point is he made that, that quantum leap, if you will,
Quantum leap.
from
Exactly.
day 1 to day 4 that commanded his body as he said, no more. I'm taking control of this
Exactly.
disease and I'm going to walk. I'm in control.
Yeah, man.
I
You
think it's a,
said,
it's a combination of having that, yes, the meditation and having that inner belief that, you want to accomplish whatever it is that you want your body to command and
yeah.
do,
You said a
because
key thing there, man. That's thank you for
powerful.
sharing that. And the key thing again, to reiterate the same point that you're making, which is about meditation for medication in the body. Listen, we have doctors that are out there, the regular MDs, and now a lot of those regular MDs is going to become functional practitioners and really changing up because they understood that what they were actually taught, and this is a fact, which they were actually taught in medical school were very limited as far
Mhm.
as the indoctrination, what they actually had to go through. So you end up, I'm not, listen, doctors are doctors. They get a degree in cardiology. And if you don't get that degree in cardiology, you're not going to be getting your certification to be a doctor. So understand the ramifications behind that. Carlos and I are definitely certified health and wellness instructors. So we definitely understand that whole concept on how the body functions and operates as bodybuilders, we even understand the intricacies down to the quantum level and structure of the body. Again, Carlos speaks in reference to the cellular structure of the body on the regenerative part. I speak about it on the quantum level of the energetic part of the body and understanding how these different capacities and how these different structures of the body actually work. The point about meditation for medication is, like Carlos said, it's about really calming the body down where we shift from that high beta state of awareness where everything is just flash and go, I'm in survival mode, I got to figure it out, to where we get into rest, digest, relax, and pleasure. And when you do that, the body actually thrives when it's at its calm state. When you think about a calm state, if you can possibly be in a state where you're consciously present, but the body is at rest and it's at repair, and you
Hmm.
can focus your mindset on an area of dis-ease within the body and re-ease the dis-ease in the body. And now you get into that tranquility and that calmness and let the energetic field within the body be the driver and start driving itself into health and wellness and longevity and vitality. Meditation will do that for you if you give yourself a chance to really understand the scientific understanding about meditation. You brought up the fact about the radical transformation that this person went through at Dr. Joe's week long. To bear witness to something like that and to be in that space and place, believe it or not, the people who were in there actually contributed to this person's
That's right.
witnessing this person overcome their MS situation. There's an energetic field that actually will, Cedric actually, well, I don't want to call him just Cedric like he's my boy, but Cedric actually speaks about this as far as the morphic field. And when that morphic field actually comes online, there's energy and information that's within that field. And if you're susceptible and open to it, you'll receive that information. We can get into that stuff as far as the morphic field later on, because today we're talking about how these different things impact the longevity and vitality for life, from regenerative medicine to meditation and other things that we can do on a holistic basis. So it's really important to understand that we have a choice. Carlos happened to bring up a very valid point about the lifestyle that we choose. Now, we can go along with the regular stuff that they say on TV and the boxes that's out there and the regular systems for teaching and learning and all those different things, but you've got a choice. The key thing to understand is to exercise the choice. And if you don't know, get the proper information so you can make a wise choice for the holistic aspect of your body, because we only get one temple and you got to take care of this temple that you get. You understand what I'm saying? So, Carlos, the things that you actually brought up, which was really key about understanding this body and this person that actually went through that MS situation. I want to ask you a question. How did that make you feel? How did it make you feel?
First of all, I would I'm never going to be the same after witnessing that.
Yeah.
Just made me believe, right? The unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And not only just on top of that person walking on that day, but they had a couple of guest speakers on there that had recovered from, terminal cancer.
Yeah.
you know, the story's just been, I mean, they pile on. That was just one of many.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, Dr. Joe's about to launch his movie Source. I'm giving him
Yeah.
some kudos now. And he talks about how, the mind can actually heal the body.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
talk about, let me just, because I want to go deep here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of chaos happening in this world right now,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And a lot of times we're dealing with a lot of inner turmoil,
Mm-hmm.
right? And a lot of that inner turmoil really is what causes the disease.
Yep.
It causes the unrest. It's what causes us to, you know, get into bad habits.
Yeah.
The one thing that has worked for me, because I'm human like everybody else, I'm not special. I have a certain regimen that I follow and routine that I follow that has worked for me. I'm a big reader. I'm constantly, researching and learning. And, the one thing that I have to say is that everything's a choice.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of suffering, a lot of pain and suffering out there. I see it in the streets. I see it, at the gym, and, it bothers me because most people think that there's no solution, there's no way out, right?
Yeah.
And it's all thinking, it's all mindset. Because when you get yourself into this like negative mindset, you start playing victim.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really understand that you're really creating all of that in your own mind.
Yeah.
Half of it isn't even true. And, then you go down that rabbit hole. And the rabbit hole, that's when everything
Yeah.
that you don't want to happen starts to happen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Before you know it, you're just like, you're suicidal. You're having anger issues. You're living
Yeah.
in fear. You're living, in shame. You're living in guilt. All those like lower frequencies that just don't
Yeah.
allow you to really be the best version of yourself and become the
Mm-hmm.
person that God wants you to be, that you're supposed to
Yeah.
be, right?
Yeah, man.
I
That's what it's
mean,
all
what
about.
happens is we don't understand that we create all of that.
Mm-hmm.
We create all of that.
That's right. That's
And
right.
the minute that you understand that you can control your thinking, that you're in charge and you're command of your body,
Yeah.
that if you just sit still in silence, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, turn those devices off, you
Yeah.
know, stop watching the negative news, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and just really tune into yourself.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and just, breathe, take some deep breaths, and just really start to feel your inner being.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Just, how breath works, right?
Of
I mean,
course.
honestly,
Absolutely.
you even if you just take some good inhalation and exhale and you do it really calm, your body, your central nervous system just calms down.
Exactly.
So, getting back to what I was saying, I was going deep with that because as I said, a lot of this turmoil, this inner turmoil that's happening in individuals, it's all caused by their thinking,
Yeah, man. You're
thinking.
right.
Because, like
Thoughts
they say, you become what you think about, right?
Exactly. Your thoughts literally become things. What you think about, you bring about. So it's important for people to really understand that, which leads me to the next thing. Well, obviously, we're two men, we're sitting here, we've had our stress, strains, and struggles, we've had our adversities, oppositions, and challenges. As a matter of fact, that's how we actually got together. Just saying it real quick, was on the first bodybuilding show a few years ago. And I came walking up in there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, mind you, the show didn't start till 11 o'clock, but we were there at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever time it was that we were there. I know we were there hours before the
Yeah, it was
show.
like 6 a.m. Yeah, it was 6 a.m.
But the thing about it was that this is the first person I ran into, my brother Carlos right here. And I came in, I'll never forget this. I came in there like the sun. I'm ready to go, like, hey, what's up? And it was just us in there. But at the same time, it was the gravity, it was that moment that we knew that this was part of the lifelong journey that him and I would actually be involved in. We embraced with something. We never met each other, never knew each other, nothing along those lines. We just met that morning. And from that morning, we're still here doing what it is that we do, informing people, educating people, living that lifestyle that's exemplifying what it is that we truly believe, eradicating the limiting beliefs and really turning on to that fire, that desire that's actually in the heart. And when you come across a person like that, first of all, it's rare, it's unconventional, and it's uncommon. But the thing about it is that it says it's possible. So now the whole thing with this is it removes the fact of what's not possible to say what is possible, because we just did the unconventional thing, which is not so common, to have two men actually come together, embrace and share in a moment of like the recognition of, we talk about the word namaste, where the divine in me sees the divine in you. That's the God in me sees the God in you. And two men can embrace in that way and still be locked arm together, and we got this journey going on. And this is what it is that we do. It's not about saying, do as I say or do as I do. It's, brother, how can I help you be you? And how can you help me be me? And that's the true us that actually go together on this journey. So, what I say that, and I'm leading into this next thing, for the men that are out there who are struggling in silent rage, who have the pain and discomfort, who are ready to give up. We understand that 67% of the suicides that are out here are men who are in pain, who have lost the fact that what's possible for me, who have given up because of the divorce, because of the separation, because of the breakup, because something was removed from them that they don't know how to replace. And men sit there and suffer in silence.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to a man that's out there that's in that space and place that we both were in, where we didn't know what to do or who to turn to? What would you say?
Wow. I mean, listen, I want to go back for 1 second because, like attracts like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, we both had that magnetism that gravitated us together. We are 6 years later. I'm on your
Yep.
podcast, from meeting you on stage,
Exactly.
at a bodybuilding show. Um, but, you know, this is a question that I've been really thinking about a lot because I have friends that are going through some things, and have been in that almost suicidal, you
Yeah.
know, aspect of letting their mind control really everything. First of all, one thing that I have to say is find your higher power. Find your higher power, whatever that is, whether it's God, whether it's your spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
But most men find themselves lost.
Yeah.
And when you don't have a higher power, and it's got to be the power greater than yourself because it ain't you.
Absolutely.
Okay. It ain't you. Once you find that and you find that peace and you find that, that aura that, listen, I believe in God. Okay.
Yes.
I pray every day. I believe in God. That is how I live my life. Okay. There's a lot of individuals out there that are more spiritual. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying who you need to, whether it's Allah, it doesn't matter to me, but have a higher power. Secondly is who's your circle of influence?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you surrounding yourself with?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of these men that are struggling and suffering are, they're isolating.
Yeah.
They're basically decaying. They're nobody knows that they're suffering because they're not speaking out. They're ashamed. They're living in guilt. They're living in fear. Um, there's a saying that says most men live lives of quiet desperation,
True.
you know, and what does that mean? They just they live these lives of just the worst possible outcome
Yeah.
all up here, you know. But when you believe and you have a higher power,
Mm-hmm.
you have faith, and you can, journal,
Yeah.
write down your emotions when you can just escape from, this outside noise that's going on out there and surround yourself with quality people. Because like they say, you're the average of the five people that you spend time with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Average of the five people. So look at your friends. If you're having a problem in your life or you feel like things aren't going anywhere, look at your circle. That's
Yeah.
your circle of influence. I made a choice a long time ago to surround myself with powerhouses, and not to say that I'm perfect, okay, because I'm evolving just like everybody else.
Right.
But my choice is to make sure that the people that I have around me are serving me.
Yeah.
People like yourself that I can call, that we speak almost daily,
Yep.
you
That's
know,
true.
and we are always, just being real with each other,
Mm-hmm.
sharing deepest emotions, what's bothering us, no judgment
True.
whatsoever, right? And that's another thing that most of some people, if you have friends that judge you, they're not your friends.
Right.
Get those people out of your life.
Cut him out.
They're not serving you. You
Exactly.
want to have people that you can go to with no judgment and they're able to give you an honest feedback.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't give you the feedback, you know what? At least they're being compassionate, empathetic with you,
True.
right? And the other thing is seek help. If you're
Yeah.
that in that bad of shape, pick up the phone. There's so many resources out there for help, that can take you away from that pain. But
Yeah.
what happens is, Clyde, as men, the number one thing is ego.
Absolutely. Yeah,
There's a saying that said your ego is not your amigo.
man. True indeed.
So, we let our ego get in the way. What is this person going to think about me?
Yeah.
Or, your own judgment of yourself, because that's the other person that's being judged, is you judging you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're letting all this self-sabotage just stack up, pile up
Right.
day after day after day after day, to one day you find yourself like ready to take your life. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? I mean, that is like, to me, not necessary.
Yeah.
Means
Yeah.
that you just gave up.
Yep.
Um, and there's no reason to give up. I mean, I am always available to talk to anybody. And I'm a human that's compassionate. I'm empathetic, and I'm just here to say that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, man.
It's going to
You
be
say
okay. This too shall pass. Whatever's
this
going on
too.
in your life,
You're
okay,
right.
it's not going to last forever. you
That's
know and
yeah,
if it's
man.
not building that mental toughness in you, and if it's not building that grit, and it's more breaking you down and making you suffer with pain and suffering, and then it's time to really seek help.
Yeah.
Or, as I said, find your higher power, or find a higher power, whatever that is for you. And that's going to bring peace, bring joy, bring happiness, bring love.
Yeah.
One thing that I see, Clyde, is most people don't love themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Most people do not love. They say they do, but then you see the,
Okay.
the destructive habits that they have, and
Yeah.
how they're living, how they're showing up, what they
Mm-hmm.
look like, right? And
Yeah, man.
I'm not judging, you
True.
know, but if you're obese, there's no need to be obese.
Mm-hmm.
This is you're basically killing yourself. There's rules of life that we need to follow,
Yeah.
if we want to have that longevity, that peace of mind,
Mhm.
that inner peace, right? Because that's everything. Because everything that's happening in the inside is a
Yeah.
projection that's going on in the outside.
You said it best right there, man. That's a key factor right there. You said some key things I just want to tap into real quick. And I want to address the sense of urgency for the guy that may have come across this. So what I'm urging people to do is if you know a guy, a man, a nephew, a brother, a cousin, it's a male, share this with that person. But this is the one thing that I'm being tapped on the shoulder to say, listen, when you're in that dark place and you're in that midnight hour and the sun is out and it's the midnight hour of your life and you're in that moment of despair because you think no one really cares, stop for a minute before you make that ultimate sacrifice. Because once you decide to make that ultimate sacrifice, there's no one who has come back to say, it's like this on the other side. So as a man, when you're sitting there in silence and you're suffering, that silent rage has got you choked up because of, let's call it out, the divorce, the support that you got to pay for the child, the emotional upheaval that you're going to, the financial burdens that you're in. And it's not about judging you for what actually occurred, because that's not it. It's the fact that the weight of the world is on your shoulders and you feel like you just cannot get up. You feel like you just flatlined and there's no way out. There's no recourse for you. And the crazy thing about it is you think that no one really cares and you think that no one really loves you. What's important for you to do in that moment? This is the moment. This is that defining moment when you, trust me, I'm telling you from experience, when you're finally at that place, when you're ready to go, stop and just say, tomorrow. If I just wait till tomorrow, what could happen for me? That's all I'm asking you to say. And you keep saying, I'm going to wait for tomorrow until you get to where you truly desire to be, because that day for you to truly desire to be is one tomorrow away. You just got to keep going until you get to that tomorrow. And I mean that seriously. Tomorrow is coming for you, but it can't come for you if you're not here. And I mean that 100%. Tomorrow is coming for you. You got to be here to get it. So we spoke about a whole lot of different stuff, lifestyle choices. We spoke about, regenerative medicine. We spoke about meditation. We spoke about pause and taking that moment to self-love and self-soothe and know that you matter and understand that you make a difference in this world and that you are actually in this place with a purpose, promise, and a plan for your particular life, because God ordained it, not I, not Carlos, but God says that there's a purpose, promise, and a plan for your life. Why do we know that? Because you're here.
That's right.
Because you're breathing.
That's right.
Because of the fact that you actually make a difference in this world just by the sheer fact that you made it through the obstacle course to get to that one egg during that concession stand when that sperm came to the egg, and you were the one that made it. That frequency that went out, that vibrated on that frequency in that triple dark space where it was dark, no knowledge, no information, no awareness, no nothing, but yet you found your way to that egg. What else can you overcome? You beat the rest of the million cats that was out there trying to get there. You made it. What else can you overcome? Hey, listen, Carlos said it. Thoughts become things. What you think about, you bring about. What are you willing to do? Who are you willing to become that you have not yet? That if you decide to, that not only your life will change, but so will the other people around your life change. Said it again. You're the sum total of the 5 people that's closest to you. This man right here, that's my circle. We on the phone talking like y'all wouldn't believe it. Don't the hours, it ain't even no hour in the day where we don't say what time is it. We just pick up, yo, what's good? What's good, bro? Let's go. And we kick it. Transparency, it's like 2 sheets of glass standing there. And you see the color of us, brothers. So we just like glass when we get in front of each other because it's about 100% transparency. That's it. And when you find somebody like that, you merge with them, you integrate with that person. And then the whole thing with this is you go on this journey of discovery, because we're all on a hero's journey and we're trying to figure it out. But check this out. No man is an island. And I know I got one right behind me. But at the same time, the fact of the matter is find your truth within you, and your truth within you will attract the truth of another. All right. So I just had to get that out because somebody needed to hear that one particular thing.
That was
We're gonna,
powerful.
we're gonna switch right back into this other
I want
thing
to just share
real
something
quick.
really quick,
Go ahead,
Clyde,
brother.
because
Talk,
there's,
talk.
we're dealing with a really mental health crisis in this world right now,
Yeah,
right?
man.
A major mental health crisis in this world, and a lot of it has to do with, what we're taking in.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, mental health can be genetic. Whatever it is, but we're dealing with anxiety is the number one thing that's
Mm-hmm.
people dealing with. They're surrounding themselves, like you said, with the wrong people. Two, they're
Yeah.
watching TV. Three, they're out on social media constantly, not, really reading or doing things that are constructive, that are going to get you to have some growth in your life.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
and I have found that, when you really start to work more on personal development,
Yeah.
we're both big on personal development,
Absolutely. Yep.
and you really start to understand that you are in control of your life, that no matter what's going on, somebody else has it worse, first of
Yeah.
all, okay? But you're here on this world, on this planet for a reason. Like
Yeah.
Clyde said, the fact that you woke up this morning is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're watching this is a gift.
Yeah.
I think one of the most important things that we never can forget is that we all have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you find yourself struggling in one area, whether it be, physical, mental, emotional, whatever, financial, really start taking note. Why are you in that position? Because when
Yeah.
you're playing detective in your life and you start looking back at maybe some of the choices you made, or your current lifestyle,
Yep.
or your circle of influence, those are all indicators of why you are in the position you are today.
Yeah, man.
you know
Absolutely.
and the mental health crisis, it's real. It's
Yep.
real,
True.
but there's things that you can do to kind of mitigate that,
Yeah.
besides medication. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
meditation. Oof.
That's the
Meditation
one.
is probably the best
Yeah,
when it
man.
comes to mental health, because you're calming your mind, you're calming your thoughts, you're getting rid of that voice, that rumination of
Yeah.
the day self-talk. They say we have what, 70, 80,000 thoughts a day, and
That's right. Average.
90% of them are repetitive. The next day we're thinking the same thing. How do you
Mm-hmm.
calm that down? How can you live life just playing that hamster
And
wheel?
noise. Yeah.
Noise that No, you have to really take charge and command of your mind and your thinking.
Mm-hmm. You said
And the
it.
way to do it, really, I would first try meditation.
Yeah.
That has really been my savior in many
Mm-hmm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
the next is just talk with somebody, man. Pick up the
Yeah.
phone. Pick up the phone, before you make a choice. We've all been in dark places. Okay.
Yeah.
We've all been in dark places where you don't know whether you want to continue to going on in this journey or you want to just give up. But
Yep.
why give up?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's another day.
That's
This
right.
too shall pass.
That's
You
right.
know, Pick up the phone, speak with somebody, talk to a loved one, talk to somebody that who cares about you. I'm
Yeah.
sure that you've got somebody in your life that you can speak with, be transparent with.
Yep.
Or else call a hotline if things are getting that
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah, man. You said it, bro. It's really important to understand. It's not a plea to men. This is a call to action for us. All right. What you have before you right now is, listen, neither one of us are perfect. The just man, as he wakes up, fails 7 times before he even gets out of bed. The just man, that means just the man, has fallen 7 times before he has even gotten up out of the bed. In the biblical terms, from the beginning to the end, once man was created, and from the word, it says, listen, I don't even want to get into all of this stuff, but I got to drop it real quick. There's no perfection, and there was only one. But every man that has come has had fallen short of the glory of what it is that has actually been done. But what happens with that is redemption and forgiveness. Learn how to forgive yourself. Learn how to forgive yourself. This thing that we have beating inside is not just about pumping blood. There's feelings that's inside here, and there's an awakening that's happening to the pulse of life. And for a lot of men, we don't know how to process this thing that we have here. We don't understand it. What do you mean, feel this thing and feel that? We got to understand what this whole thing is all about. So, the very important thing to do is to forgive yourself. That's the first place of understanding. Then the rest of these things can come online because if you don't forgive yourself, you won't see the value that you bring. You won't see the worth that you have. You won't see the impact that just you alone bring to the equation. There's listen, we're kings. We are. And a king without a throne or a queen or however it is that you choose to be is where the magic is. That's where the magic is. That togetherness, man, listen, there's greatness within you. And you've got to understand, you've got to discover that inner greatness. And once you discover your inner greatness, in order to do that, you got to dig. D-I-G, discover inner greatness. You got to dig, get a shovel and start digging through the turmoils and the frustrations, aggravations, disappointments, doubts, fears, disbeliefs, what they say, them say, the ones others say, what you say, and get to the true you. Get to that vein that's within inside yourself. And I'm telling you something, when you hit that vein, it's acres of diamonds that explode. You talk about, Earl Nightingale and the strangest secret. The strangest secret is embedded inside here. But unless you seek the true you, you'll never find it. So listen, bro, we warming up right now. So
But listen, every man has greatness in them.
yeah,
Find the man within the man.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it's over years, you just build all of this, like, you know, different masks you start wearing,
yeah,
start uncovering, get your true identity,
yeah,
be
yeah.
your real you, be truthful.
Yep.
First of all, let's start there. Let's be the truthful.
Mm-hmm.
You start lying to yourself, you're just really lying to everybody, really,
Yeah,
right? Because
definitely.
you're not being your real authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
You said something, and I believe that. Look, you talk about the strangest secret for a second, right?
Yep.
Um, and that about we become what we think about.
Yep.
Most men don't think.
Yeah.
Most men just react,
React.
you know, and that is another reason I meditate. I mean, I live here in New York City. If I just got off
Dude,
of bed and just went out into the real world, this is like life slapping me in the face. I'm like,
exactly.
let me calm down. Let me, you know, just be at peace
Yeah.
and more compassionate, more loving, live in love and joy and inspiration,
Yeah.
not guilt, shame, and regret. I mean,
Mm-mm.
you cannot, most people play victim is the other thing,
Yeah.
let go of the past, let
Mm-hmm.
go, surrender,
Yeah. Yeah. Give it
surrender,
up.
forgive yourself,
Yeah. That's what's up,
have
man.
self-awareness.
Speaking truth.
When you have that clarity, there is nothing that can stop you.
Yeah. Definitely.
And one thing that when I'll pass it back to you a second is one thing that I discovered for me. I went through a breakup back in
Mm-hmm.
2018. That's what really got me into meditation, and I felt lost. I was loving my life. Things didn't work out. Blah blah blah. But I was look at what part did I play in this, right?
Yeah.
And the one thing that I have to say is that I felt like I lost my identity. you know
Mm-hmm.
and that's the hardest thing when you're going through a loss, number one, when
Yeah.
you've lost your identity. I mean, I had to seek help, through therapy, to really regain who I really was. And then I started to discover, listen, me and you, we practice stoicism, right?
Yep. Yep.
And that's
Absolutely.
that's nothing is forever, first of all.
Mm-hmm. True.
Permanence is just, change is inevitable.
Change is. That's the only
You know,
constant. Change. Yeah.
What you need to do is, whatever you are right now at this moment, have gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
If you have somebody special in your life and you have a girlfriend, a wife, whatever you have, boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
love that person for right now.
Yeah.
You have the gratitude. There's no need to really start to look into the future,
Yeah.
right? Or go back into the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Beauty lies in the generous present
Present
moment.
moment. Yep. True indeed. You said it. it's a just piggybacking on what you just said. And I'm gonna leave folks with this because you know we could be here for the rest of the day, and I know you got things to take care of, and I do too. But this is just the beginning because we will be back. As a matter of fact, if you want to see us back, put it down here. Show us that you love what it is that you're hearing, and we'll definitely bring it back and give you some more, and just do this on a regular basis. And I truly see it as it's coming. But I do want to say this before we exit out of here because we do have to go, not just because of the fact that we got to go, but because of the fact that the mind can only endure what the behind can endure. All right. So you can only sit back and listen to this for a couple of minutes before you start dwindling it off. So while we still have your attention span, I want to say these 5 little things to keep you moving. One, gratitude, appreciation, compassion, care, love, joy, enthusiasm, enlightenment. You want to get to that level. Those are higher, elevated emotions. You take those higher elevate. I'm giving you a formula now. You have a manifestation, you want something to manifest in your life, you need to have elevated emotions. I just told you what they are: compassion, appreciation, care, joy, love, enthusiasm, then enlightenment to be the point, that joy. And you attach those to a clear intention, meaning in your mind, you see it vividly. You see it so clear, it feels like it's already happened. The reason why is because it has. Question is what frequency are you on and what frequency is it on? Get on the frequency of what it is on and draw it to you, not here, with the heart. Because in the heart is where the elevated emotions reside: the gratitude, the compassion, the joy, the care, the love. That stuff sits inside here. And you can dial in that frequency, send that magnetic message out, and draw the thing back to you. That's the turn on for the man. When you can turn this thing on, life illuminates for you. And when life illuminates for you, the things that hid in the dark places that you felt like you couldn't get to, you draw it to you, you bring it to you. And that clear intention of visualization inside your mind to see the thing as it already is, to feel it like it is, like it's here because I'm here, that's where the stuff is. Those 5 feelings, that clear intention, that elevated emotion will be the thing that draws it to you. Carlos, what you going to say on that? And let's shut this baby down.
Listen, I thank you for having me, first of all, and I'd love to be
Sure.
back. I mean, me and you, when we
Yeah,
do
man.
talk for days, hopefully we have impacted some lives.
Yes.
I have a Facebook group called Metamorphosis Live where
Yep, there it is. We'll put the link in and I'll show people how to get to it.
and it's just more just there's some great information on there. We do
Yeah.
daily. I try to post as much as possible, but there's
Mhm.
always something there to inspire you and keep you moving and keep you thinking. But I just want to end with this.
Yeah.
Make sure that if you really want to change, that you commit to changing.
Yeah.
Don't just say it, commit to it.
Hmm.
Give yourself, 66 days, they say it takes to establish a new habit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just take it day after day.
Yeah, man.
And if you're hurting, if you are feeling like you're in a hard spot, like you don't think that there's a way out, I mean, seek some help
Yep.
and start with your higher power
Yeah.
and some meditation. And if
Hmm.
things are that desperate, pick up the phone and
Yeah.
call
Reach
me,
out. Reach
reach
out
out.
to somebody. Appreciate that, man. So listen, where can people find you one more time? On Facebook, we got
Uh,
Metamorphosis
Got
Live
my
that's out there.
Metamorphosis Live. Absolutely. Go to Metamorphosis Live, my Facebook group. You can become a member there. There's
Yeah.
definitely great, as I said, I always have tools and resources there to get you
Hmm.
inspired and motivated. We've actually done some of these lives ourselves. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, listen, I
This is
know that
it,
we're going to
man.
be doing some great things, Clyde, we talked about. And
Definitely, man.
this is just the beginning. The beginning. We're
So
here
we
to
don't we don't we don't want the women to feel like we weren't paying attention to you because we were. But think about it. If we can get the men right, then the men right will be for the women that are waiting for the brothers to come along. That's all we're doing. We're looking out for your sisters, trying to get the brothers online so that we can do the thing it is that you want them to do, which is be the man that they truly are. And not just for your benefit, but for the universal consciousness of this world to get the man back online and be in the front and not in the rear, to be the head and not the tail, to think above and not below. Because as is within, so it shall be without. So We want to go from that perspective. And again, this is my brother Carlos, my man, my brother, nothing but love, admiration for you, man. And I appreciate you spending some of your Saturday time to come out here and just do your thing on this particular podcast. And this is going to be on the Man-Made series. This is the Man-Made series. And hey, that's just what it's all about. Men making other men strong. The Bible says iron sharpens iron. It says build with the trowel in one hand and the sword at the other. Build them with the trowel in the one hand is to spread the cement of brotherly love. And to build with the sword in the other hand is to protect that thing that you build. We're talking about building a temple of self. And once we build a temple of self, the throne is inevitable. And once you build a throne, the king shall sit upon the throne that he bears and attract his queen to help him run his kingdom. Done. That's it. So with that being said,
Clyde, thank you. Love you, brother. Thanks for having me
love
on.
you too, brother. Peace, blessings, prosperity, and abundance, everyone else. Namaste. You enjoy the rest of your day. One love. Appreciate you, brother Carlos, man. And we'll see what's up on the other side. One love. Peace.